my name is Anupreet Kaur and I am working as a quality auditor in CD Study Circle. Basically, I took IELTS test because I want to migrate to Canada, and it was amazing. And I believe that to crack IELTS test, you don't have to be super intelligent. It's just that you have to know the correct strategies and tips to clear the test. And then I just want to say that I took IELTS because I think it is recognized world over, and there is no risk if you want to apply for a study or for immigration purposes. It is accepted. So I think that is the safest option if you are planning to move abroad. And secondly, before starting with my tips on preparing the IELTS, I would like to tell you that why I chose CD-IELTS over the pen and paper, because CD-IELTS is much more convenient and flexible approach. Firstly, it has fast results. You can get the result within 3 to 5 days, and it is more convenient in the sense because the environment is comfortable. There is a word count over there, so you can keep a count and you can manage your time well. And secondly, there are less people here. That is why you are able to concentrate more. I believe that when you are concentrated and when you are confident, then you are able to crack your test brilliantly. Actually, I scored overall 8 bands in IELTS, 9 in reading, 8.5 in listening, 7.5 in speaking and 7.5 in writing. So my experience, my preparation was like this. First of all, if I talk about writing, I know that writing is one of the most painful points for most of the students. I believe that students also think that if they have studied from Punjab board, then they will not be able to crack it, but that's a myth, because I myself a Punjab board student. It's just all about the strategies and the confidence you have about yourself. The tips to prepare for writing is that first of all, you need to read your question properly. You have to get the demand of it, that what is being asked, and then what are you going to write. Brainstorming your ideas is the main part. So when you think about the ideas, which should be relevant, obviously, if your ideas are relevant, you definitely get good score, band score. And first of all, I would say that there is a proper technique of explaining your ideas. For example, if you are talking about what are the reasons of pollution in your city, and you are saying that lot of private vehicles is one of the reason, or it is a contributor, and you just ended it. Now, this is not the proper explanation. You should also explain how that particular private transportation is contributing to pollution. So if you are explaining it well, you will definitely score good. And thirdly, also there is a myth that if you write more points, you will get more bands. No, that's not. Quantity does not matter, quality matters. So also adding a lot of vocabulary also doesn't help you. You just have to be simple, it should be understandable, and there should be proper reasoning of your ideas. You should justify your ideas. So if your ideas are justified, you will be able to crack your writing. Secondly, you should well prepare about the connectors, because wrong usage of connectors can also hamper your score. For example, if I have to talk about a negative thing, and for writing a negative thing, I am writing and. However, it should be however, because I'm switching on to the negative part, right? So there should be proper usage of connectors, which should not hamper your flow of ideas. So that is the main part in writing, and introduction as well as conclusion. Both are important. Sometimes we take conclusion as a useless thing, and we do not concentrate on it much. Conclusion is it is the crux of a thing. You should not introduce a new idea in conclusion. It is not a body paragraph, it's a conclusion. So you should sum up all the ideas that you have mentioned earlier and then write it accordingly. That will be the perfect thing for writing. Now moving on to the reading. Again, for reading, proper strategies should be followed. For example, even if you are not able to understand what that particular word means, but you can get the overall sense of it. If it is going towards a positive thing or a negative thing, sometimes we just have to match the sense. And in the list of headings, maybe there is one negative option and the paragraph is also talking about a negative thing. So here's your answer. Even after not understanding what it exactly means, I'll be able to find it. So again, strategy matters. And this will also help you to save your time. It is an important tip for managing your time in reading. right? And when it comes to listening is all about concentration. If you lose your concentration, you will definitely skip your answer, but it's all right. If you skip one question, that also means 39 equals to 9 bands only, so don't worry about it. And secondly, again, here also you have to you have to remember the demand of the question. What I used to do is, I used to read the question and I used to write what is the demand. For example, if the question is asking about the location, I used to write location there. If we are talking about a time, then I used to write time there. So when they start speaking, and I just focus on the keywords that I had written over there, and it gave me the correct answers. So that was my technique of doing it. So you can predict the answers as well, that will also help you. And also in listening, if it is about maps, then you should focus on the directions, you should focus on the landmarks, you should write north, west, east already on the question paper, so that whenever they start speaking, you will be able to identify the location, right? And landmarks reading is very important. For example, if they have already given you a school, church, or a Green Avenue Road, something like this, just read it once. And when they start giving you answers, maybe they will tell you that the hospital is beside the Green Avenue Road. Now, if you did not have read where is Green Avenue written, you might end up wasting your time finding Green Avenue first, and then while that time, you may miss that question and then to skip other questions. So notice all the things first, and then prepare yourself before answering the questions and listening. And last thing is speaking. Well, speaking, as obviously we are not natives, so definitely we'll have a problem in it, and we need a proper environment for speaking, honestly. I used to do a lot of mirror speaking to improve myself. I used to ask myself questions, I used to cross-question myself about the same, so that I can explain my answers in a better way. Now, for example, all the common topics that are like sports, entertainment, environment, I used to ask questions about all these topics to myself only, and then I used to answer it. And then I used to analyze if I said the right thing, or if it is a better thing, or should I improvise my answer. So I used to self-analyze myself. And secondly, obviously, watching movies, listening to the songs definitely help you, but you should have that environment. But sometimes at our homes, we don't have that environment, and I think you should go for coaching if you want. I prepared for IELTS for about 15 days, and it was self-learning, and I took the material from the internet. Lots of material is available. Even on the IDP professional site, you can, when you register your self with the IDP, then you get 30 days online material that you can choose from. And then there are other websites also from where you can prepare. So that was my source. So it took me overall 15 to 20 days to prepare myself for the IELTS test.